Hey everyone, I'm Roger Haskett. We're talking to you, business leaders, and we're talking this week about setting up your remote office, getting stuff out of your way so that you can use your office effectively. You can communicate. Funny. You can communicate as effectively as possible, even while you are remotely stuck at home, interacting with people. So that's what we're talking about. We've talked about how to set up your office for movement. You need movement while you're interacting on video now, I believe. We talked about how to set it up so it's an easy 1, 2, 3. All you need to do is I need to get on video, and it's like bam, 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 and you can do it within, I believe you should be able to get it done in like 20 seconds. That's how effective and easy it should be. So let's talk about how to make, think of it like a pit crew on a NASCAR racing track, like the Indianapolis 500, how they can change everything in like a second, under a second, like a second and a half or something. They got all wheels, the gas is everything done. It's that fast. That's what we want for you to switch into video energy. That it's as easy as you going, yeah. Because if it takes 3 minutes to do, you're not going to do it as effectively. If it takes 10 minutes to do, you are not going to do it effectively, or you're not going to do it nearly as much as you need to. If it takes you 5 to 10 seconds to go, I'm moving into video, you are going to not only do it, I believe you're going to start owning it. You're going to start owning this process, and you're going to start saying, hey, it's part of me. This is part of what I need to do to be a communicator in 2020 with my organization. So this is what I'm going to do. So we're going to talk about two things today. We're going to talk about further setup and then cutting it easy, taking it easy on yourself. So the first thing is you should now have your office set up so that it is there is an on-stage and an off-stage side, and the off-stage side needs to have the things in it that you need to get on stage immediately. So what that means is, for me today, I've been looking around going, where am I going to put hangers? Because I have too many clothes now that are in this room. Because I need to have a couple shirts and a couple jackets so that I can jump up at any time and put on whatever I need immediately so I look appropriate for whatever it is that I'm going to be doing. So if you notice, like I wear, for the most part, I've got it set up properly now. I wear sort of my jean pants for the most of the time, even while I'm doing these things, because I know that for most of the time, no one's going to see, and they're dark and they're good enough that if they're not pajama bottoms, like it's that idea that if I were to stand up and move, my kid comes in the room and I stand up and I'm so you want to be thinking about those elements as well, that you are looking appropriate, but ultimately you want to be able to go, oh, I have a meeting where I need a jacket. So it's over there. It's not down the stairs, or it's not in my normal place where I keep my clothes when I don't have a home office. Instead, it's where I need it to be so I can make a video quickly. So everything like that, any makeup, any mirrors, any hair stuff that you need to deal with, where you're like, I need to do this before I start, you need that to be nearby. Microphone. If you're using any special microphone, I'm going to be looking into microphones this week, whether I want a lapel one here or a better one for my Zoom meetings. That's another thing that I'm going to look into and have set up so that it's a bing bang 1, 2, 3 and done. Now, let's talk about cutting some slack. So all of these things, I'm sort of going, hey, you should be doing this and you should be doing this. And hey, think about your hair and think about this. And these are hard things. It's hard to watch yourself. It's hard to be in a situation where you know that you're performing in a way that you don't think is very as good as it could be, and that your focus as a result splits. And so part of your focus, it's a dual reality moment for you. I talk about this in my book. It's a dual reality where the outside and the inside, the outside are and inside are at odds. They're not in harmony. So part of your inside is thinking, what am I doing? How's my face? What is my hair? What is my mouth doing? Is that weird eyebrow thing happening? That's the inner, the dual reality on the inside, where it's not in harmony, where you're, like a puppet master, like pulling the strings. You're going to feel like that a lot. As we move into this new technology, this new change for you, I'm on camera way more than I ever used to be, and people are looking at me and making decisions about me while on camera. I can't control that. I'm not in the room with them. I'm not quite sure what they're thinking. I can't even see them all the time, or I see them. Either way could be worse. All these things start floating around, bamming into your head, and you start to become less and less present. So we're talking about how to be more and more present by setting everything up so that it works for you. And here's the kicker. You got to cut yourself some slack. We're all on a learning curve right now. We are, I was listening to a person that organization I work with, the McKay, Nancy McKay they run a bunch of C-suite and CEO facilitation and coaching. It's an amazing program. And now I'm one of the speakers. And so she reached out and said, hey, this is what people are concerned about. They're massively concerned about these issues and about what they look like and how they present. And you need to help them with these things. So this is one of the reasons I'm doing that. And I forgot why I was brought up Nancy. I brought her up for a different reason. I'll remember after. And this is one of the realities as well, is that talking to you without anyone else in the room, it's hard. It's hard for you. It's hard for me. It causes our brains to split, like we talk about, and go in different directions and start to say, what's my face doing? When you wouldn't have thought that before. So all of these things are ways of managing your energy and your internal power so that you can create the environment and the experience that you want to create, not just the one that happens because you're on video for the 6th time and you don't know really what's happening, right? We want to get beyond that so that but at the same time, we want to recognize that, that's why I was talking about Nancy. So we want to recognize that we need to cut ourselves and the people in our lives a little bit of slack. We're all learning things and we're all on a journey right now that we didn't expect to be on, months ago, let alone weeks ago. So let's be kind to each other and let's be kind to ourselves. Think about one of the things I talk about in my book is the way you talk to yourself matters. So think about that. Think about how you're talking to yourself. Try to be a little easier on yourself and the other people in your life while we're all going through this extreme amount of stress. I'm Roger Haskett. Take care.